Hey there, and welcome to Cheez'S Custom Night Fanatic Frenzy, or at least a demo for this. Now, I heard about this game because the developer actually left a comment letting me know about the game and asking if I could try it out, and it seems kind of interesting. Based on the description of the game, it is supposed to be a roguelike slash alternative custom night inspired fan game that contains characters from other fan games. With that said, we're just gonna hop right in, see what this is. I think I've only played one other game that had like a roguelike kind of concept to it, which was, I think it was Fatal Fright, I believe, which was another demo I checked out. Now let's see, so here we have Mary Schmidt from Fanatic Candies, as well as Champ Delot, which was created by the developer of this game. So, are we picking, it looks like we're picking our Night Guard here, essentially. Mary Schmidt is an easy introduction to most of the game's main mechanics, recommended for first-timers, while Champ Delot is mainly camera-focused gameplay that's complex, but better for players that struggle to handle multiple tasks at once. So I guess we're gonna try Mary Schmidt then. It seems like so. Let's see here. Already makes me think of the Fanatic Candies restaurant, obviously, but a lot more simplistic in this case. Why do I feel like I've seen characters that look like this before? I don't know why, but they seem oddly familiar. I think in general they are supposed to be Candy and Cindy, but I mean, like, for some reason the actual design of the characters seems familiar. Oh, what the? Chester. Try placing the lure far away from him to buy more time. Okay. Oh. his jump scare stayed on screen. Alright, we're starting again. So let's try that again. So I did see even the events here. Click on event to play an audio lure. We also have maintenance. So that's where they're at. And they're making their way pretty quickly. Already someone's leaving. So I'm guessing I'm in like the center here. It's not entirely clear, but considering they were at this like bottom right square here before they got me, I'm gonna guess that's the case. Now I can't use lights. But there you go. Now wait for a sound cue. So I can see their eyes pretty much right at the doorways. Again, definitely a much more simplistic design. I guess they're kind of going for more of a gameplay route. Oh, I did not know I had a mask. Oh, blank. You have to close the shutter all the way. Yeah, I didn't do that. Okay. So I guess that's pretty much the main problem I would say with this game so far. The fact that the jump scares stick. Okay, so let's see. So A and D for the doors. Pull down the shutter. Okay, everything is pretty much manageable with our keys. Now I'm going to put a lure at the very left side here and see how that goes. Now since we only have 4 characters, I'm guessing then that's 1 for each door, that's 2, blank in the middle, and Chester in the vents. Now I have the audio lure here. They said to put the audio lure as far away as possible to kind of get them to just, you know, to obviously like distract them for longer, which seems to be working. So now I wonder if I could just do that then. Like, we have Chester, you know, like I could just like drag him from the left to the right and kind of like repeat that cycle. Pull that down. What is up with the gas? Oh, ventilation. How do I reset it? Reset it. Ventilation offline. That is not good. You died to suffocation. Check on the ventilation in the maintenance tab. Okay. So, I guess for a night like this, we don't really need to go on cameras because we can see all of them in our doorway. You kind of just want to be looking at vents and maintenance. Still, I'm curious as to like what does the developer mean when they say this is inspired by like a roguelike experience? Because obviously when I think roguelikes, I think like modifiers, right? Obviously, like, you know, you kind of like go throughout the nights and get certain boosts, certain like negatives. I would say like the Five Nights at Fredbear's 3, even though it never really, like, I never thought about it at the time, but when you think about it, oh, hold on, wait, whoops. Restart, restart, restart. But when you think about a game like Final Fantasy Bears 3, for example, that is... would you classify that as a Souls-like? Not Souls-like. I don't know why that came to mind. I meant to say roguelike, because obviously... I mean, it kind of is, right? Like, it kind of feels like it, because, like, think about it, right? Obviously, after each night, not only do you choose what enemies you'll encounter, but what boosts you give yourself. I mean, I guess, like, it's different in the sense where traditionally roguelikes are kind of like more randomized, right? It's not all in your control, whereas something like Final Fantasy Bears 3, obviously, as I mentioned, you control which characters you bring onto the next night. You choose which what power-ups to get, right, to help you throughout the nights. So in that sense, it's a lot more strategic and in your control. Whereas traditionally with roguelikes, right, a lot of it sometimes comes down to RNG. Also, I'm curious. Oh god. So hold on a minute. So when cameras go offline, like, does it mean that it's like over? Like I can't get it back up anymore? Like it's pretty much done? Because that's what it seems like. Yeah, and also now our power is just completely gone. I guess it's not too big of a problem because we don't need cameras for this night, but I guess I was not paying close enough attention to the maintenance. Speaking of roguelikes, there's a new roguelike coming out in I think later this month. Is it this either this month or next month? I don't remember, but it's Saros, same developers of Returnal. It's by Housemarque, and I'm pretty excited for that, since we are speaking about roguelikes a bit here. There we go. So hold on, wait. Did it not say 4 a.m. up top, and then it said 5 a.m. and then it hit 6 a.m. Just I don't know if that's like a bit of a text issue. You survived, but there's still work to do. Okay, so here we go. So this is kind of what I was talking about. So here, you have to pick your enemies here. So we have Flumpty Bumpty from One Night at Flumpty's. They're a door-type character. Every few camera flips, 3 eggs will appear in your office acting as a countdown. When the eggs disappear, shut the door that the eggs were closest to. Okay, that's interesting. Next, we have Null from Final Fantasy Candy's Remastered. A masked character. He appears in your office. He'll immediately leave if you put on the mask. But if you take too long, he'll set you back 1 hour. That's heinous. I like that idea. Manipulating the time there. Then you have Radman, also from One Night at Flumpty's. Another door character. He tries to get in your window and can be stopped with the shutter. He has a higher chance to move if he's being watched, so don't watch him. Okay, frankly, I'm gonna have to go with Flumpty, and... oh, what the hell? Okay, I didn't mean to actually, like, I wasn't trying to select them, I was trying to get the descriptions again, but... okay, it should probably have, like, a confirm option, like, when you select someone, then confirm, so that it kind of makes it clear, oh, that's the character we're trying to, like, actually get. Also, power seems to have broken. Like, it's not displaying at all, so I don't even know. I mean, I assume the power mechanic is still working, but I'm gonna guess that it's not like it's not like it's just not gonna be shown to me. Still, at least now we see what the roguelike aspect is here. It's more so to do with the enemies, and it seems like, so I was wondering, like, I thought it was gonna be like I didn't realize that at the time, but it's like, yeah, so we have one set of levels with Mary Schmidt, right, and the same base characters, but then you have another Night Guard with another base set of characters, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure if the selection for, like, the characters work or not, but it did say after, you know, a bunch of flips, they would show up, but that didn't happen. So I'm not sure if that implementation is working quite properly yet. And also, that definitely confirms it, by the way, with the time. The moment it hits 5 a.m., it switches to 6 a.m., which I'm assuming is not intentional. But that's all for now. In the meantime, try experimenting. So let's see, I can continue my run. Night 3. Our power's back, so it kind of has fixed. Oh, and now we have our character show up. And we also have someone making noises? What's all that clattering? I think maybe the game was a little bugged after night 1, and maybe that's why we didn't get any of our new characters. So now that we're starting on night 2, I think that might have fixed it. Oh, it is. Okay, so it looks like we fixed it now. We actually got our new characters, and I think it was just bugged for night 2. Alright, all the clattering that happened has just stopped. So I'm not sure if I need to be worried about the vents, or not the vents, but oh Jesus Christ. I'm not sure if I had to be worried about another character, but remember, right now... Flumpty? Wait, what eggs? Wait, oh my god. Hold on. It mentioned the eggs, but I didn't see them at all. Am I just blind? Hold on, let's see if I can get them to trigger somehow. There has to... Or did the eggs show up somewhere specifically? No, I did not see any eggs. If I remember correctly, they said that the eggs would show up near, like, in your office, and you can delay his attack if you don't watch him. I forgot what he does. I think he's, is he a door character or no? Wait a minute, wait. I just realized I never even enabled him. He's a door character, but I never enabled him. That's why it was weird. I got attacked. For some reason, it gave me, it told me Flumpty got me, but it was actually Birthday Boy Blam from the same game. He approaches your left door, close it, and he'll leave. He won't appear in the door, which explains why he kills me. He tries to get in through your window and can be stopped with the shutter. I didn't even see him at the shutter. Also, for some reason, the max value is 22. So, one character stays on the left side. Is that camera F? Okay, so they're on the right side. Is that how it works? Okay. See, yeah, when you die to Birthday Boy Blam, it gives you the tip for Flumpty. Okay, I still have to figure out where this door is. I mean, it has to be here, right? Okay, so we're keeping the left door closed. Okay, I'm trying to see what Redman does, because he attacks via the shutter, but I don't really know. I guess I have to listen for the sound cue and then shut it, right? Shut the shutter? Okay. Unfortunately, I still don't know where Birthday Boy Blam is. Wait. Hold on a minute. I think I might have found my camera. Ah, damn it. I think I might have found the camera. Okay, so I think that our camera is actually this one on the very left, right next to H and G, because that would make sense for like the left and right side, and then you have this middle section which would fit for the window, I think. It is. Oh my god, that was the left side too. Okay, so back to what I was saying about the night guards, right? My initial thoughts were like, okay, maybe based on which night guards you pick, you have like a different pool of characters that you can pick from, right? Like, for example, Champ Delot says mainly camera-focused gameplay that's complex, but better for players that struggle to handle multiple tasks at once. I assumed that it would take like a pool of characters that fit this description, and, you know, stick with that, whereas Mary is going to be more of a balanced pool of characters. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, but so far, from what I can tell, right, with Mary Schmidt, you start off with these 4 characters, right, the Finance of Candy's characters, and then they let us pick between Flumpty, Null from Finance of Candy's, and Redman. Now, Null actually didn't show up as a starting lineup character, so they ended up being like part of just like the general pool. But I guess like my question is whether in the full game, if I play as Champ Delon, can I then pick Chester, for example? Or could I pick a character that doesn't rely on cameras, like Blank? Could Blank show up in the pool of characters while I'm playing as Champ? In general, that's like my main question, because otherwise it makes me wonder like what's the point of having multiple characters necessarily if it only affects the starting lineup. Because you even see here they have a difficulty, but it seems like that difficulty is only relating to the starting lineup, and then afterwards, right, it can depend on what characters you pick. But so far that pretty much is going to cover the demo. I'm not going to go through like max difficulty for this. With that said, some feedback. Obviously, we already ran into a handful of bugs. Again, this is a demo, it's still in development. Obviously, the biggest thing I think is just the jump scare being frozen on screen is definitely an issue, obviously, because you have to pretty much restart the game to get rid of that. There's also some issues with the night progression, where after night 1 you pick the new characters to, you know, be a threat throughout night 2, and they weren't enabled at all. Simultaneously, there was an issue where the power wasn't being measured, like it just had power and then blank. So definitely some issues to look out for. But in concept, this does seem like a pretty interesting idea. I think feedback-wise, when it comes to like what could make this game more interesting is, like what I was saying earlier, having some more defined differences between your night guards besides just the starting lineup. Whether that's through having like specific pool of characters for each night guard, like, okay, Mary Schmidt have a more balanced roster of characters, whereas Champ Delon focus on just camera characters, since that's kind of like the description they get for the starting lineup. Something to kind of make the whole idea of separate night guards more meaningful as opposed to just the starting lineup, because realistically you could have the same night guard and then the starting lineup you just pick, you know, like pick like a preset. You wouldn't really need a specific starting lineup for each night guard in that sense. Just something to kind of like make the choice between picking a night guard, you know, kind of fall in line with the whole roguelike theme. But yeah, so far, pretty interesting idea. Also, with some of the mechanics are pretty interesting. Obviously, like having Chester being lured around the vents. You have Flumpty, who has eggs in the office, and then you have to shut the door that the eggs are closest to. That's a pretty interesting mechanic. Mainly, my biggest thing right now is like I'm hoping that they kind of stick along the development of the gameplay, right, with some unique gameplay mechanics similar to how Flumpty got his eggs countdown. But of course, with all that said, I hope you did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, hit that notification bell to keep up to date on future videos. Great job so far to the developer, the game description below. Looking forward to what you have, you know, upcoming for the game. I'll be keeping an eye on it. And with that said, I'll see you in another video. Take care.